I am paging Dr. Chanda.
I am the
Dr. Chanda.
And I'm a licensed clinical psychologist.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Paging Dr. Chanda podcast, all things related to the Black culture.
Revolt. The doctor in front of your name.
What's up, family? It is Dr. Chanda. Tune in for another episode of Paging Dr. Chanda. All you have to do is keep watching. But listen, if you're just watching from the outside, just peeking through the window, I need you to commit. Come all the way in the house, and I need you to subscribe, like, and shoot me a comment in the comment section. I love responding to all of your comments. I love listening and reading how much you guys enjoy the topics that I'm talking about. So yeah, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and join the tribe.
Stop scrolling for 1 second. This month, we are bringing back the psychology of Black women, the online class brought to you by yours truly, Dr. Chanda, licensed clinical psychologist. Y'all, I've been getting so many questions about why anxiety and depression presents differently in Black women. What do we do about it? How can we start to combat this? And what are some of the reasonings behind it? Listen, if you are a Black woman who has questions about anxiety and depression, it's something you experience or something your loved ones experience, or if you're a professional who works with Black women who experience anxiety and depression, I promise you this class is for you. Make sure that you sign up today.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Paging Dr. Chanda show, where we talk about all things related to life, culture, and wellness. I'm your host, Dr. Chanda, licensed clinical psychologist, and I am here with none other than Miss KJ Smith Black. I'm sorry, Miss Smith Black. Can't forget the last name.
Thank you. It's all good though. You know, I'm still proud of KJ Smith, you know. That girl served me well.
Yes.
And I'm still getting used to it too, honestly. I'm like, Black, that's right. It's KJ Smith Black. That's right. Let me write that down.
Yeah. Well, how are you? You look great.
I'm doing good. Today is an amazing day. I feel extremely blessed. You know, yesterday was a hard one, if I'm being honest. I think us as a collective can honor that. But today we move forward and we work on what's next. So yeah, I feel great.
Yeah. Upward and onward, really. Like
Upward and onward. And as a collective, as we talk about HBCUs today, it's like it was all felt. Everyone in the orbit felt it, and we can just agree and move on and figure it out. We're not gonna sit in it. So yeah.
I'm here for that message because I can tell you yesterday, my timeline, we were sitting in it. Like everybody was just, it was a lot of emotions happening.
It was, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm here for your message, especially to Black women. Like, you know, I think that a lot of us experienced a big hit yesterday. And, you know, it's just about keeping the hope, keeping the faith, and pressing forward.
100%. Yeah. And another, you know, and I'm not to go too much on a tangent, but we've been here before. So we know what to do. We know the steps that we can take. We know how to change it. So, and we can. And I think a lot of us felt hopeless yesterday, but we have hope. There's always hope. We're still breathing. We're still alive, and we still are very capable of changing. So changing things. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without saying too much, you know, that's not what I even.
Listen, that's what we're here for. We're going to talk. And it's a real conversation that people are actually thinking. So I love that you shared your sentiments. Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to segue a bit. We're here to talk HBCU culture. I have the rep today.
Period. I did too. I said I'm gonna wear green. Okay, FAMU. Okay,
come on.
I just watched your podcast with your sister, the HBCU edition, and I loved it. I was like, yes, y'all was talking about the modeling troops, and I was in a modeling troop. I was like, yes.
So you were in the modeling troop.
I was in a modeling troupe, yes. I was in elite modeling troupe.
Come on. See, we were limitless.
Okay, you couldn't tell me nothing, okay? I still got it.
Come on, elite modeling. Come on. Because I really feel like, you know, I love HBCU culture. We talk about the marching bands. We talk about the football teams, the majorettes. When are we going to have a conversation about the modeling troops and what that means to HBCU culture?
Yes, yes, y'all did it. Y'all did it good. Y'all redeemed the modeling troop culture because you're right. You never really hear about it. You hear about the sports and athletics, and you hear about the marching bands. You hear about homecoming. You never
Yes.
hear, but y'all did good. I was like, I was so entertained. It was great.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. But yes, girl, we
Mhm.
was we was on campus with the 6-inch pumps, walking in class, thinking we was the stuff. Like it
Same.
was.
Same. It was mandatory. My
Yes.
feet were hurting. I'm paying for it now, though.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
literally paying for it now. But also, with what I do for work, I'm in scenes for 12-hour days, and
Yeah.
now I'm like addicted to it. People are like, "Do you want some comfort slippers?" I'm like, "No, give me my heels."
Right.
What? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a professional. I need to
Right.
be in character at all
What are
times.
flats? Like what is that?
Yeah, but that set me up for that. Like that was the preparation for what I do now. So listen, I respect it forever and
Yes.
always.
Yes. So I'm so here for that. I love that you had that experience as well at your HBCU.
Mhm.
Before we hop into that, I know we're talking about HBCU culture as well as the scholarship that you're a part of. Can we just get to know Miss KJ just for a few minutes?
Oh gosh, yes. Sure.
Not oh
Sure. I'm
gosh.
an open book. Sure. Let's do it. Let me get some water real quick.
Okay, get your water, sis. Get your
Let
water.
me get a little sip. But I should have had some tea so I could just
Come on,
um
T. Oh, are you
let's
spilling
go.
tea today or
Oh, I mean, listen, wherever it goes is where it goes.
where it
Listen,
go? Oh,
wherever it goes is where it goes. I'm open. I'm a vessel. Okay,
I like
wherever
you
God leads
already.
me.
I like you already. So first of all, congratulations on your amazing marriage and wedding that
Oh,
like blew up on Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else.
thank you.
Tell us about married life. Like how is that going so far?
Girl, you ever have a summer party with your best friend every day? That's married life. Like
Period.
I never could conceive it before. I'm like, how could you be, especially when I was a single person? I'm like, I don't want to be around nobody for that long. And now it's like, you going to the grocery store? Wait, I'm gonna go with you. Wait, you're gonna go? Okay, let me.
I love
It's
that.
literally like that. And I think because we found each other at a certain age in life, we were ready and prepared to be that way, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense. We had gone through what we needed to go through on our singleness.
Hmm.
And so now it's like, no, this is my best friend. And the transition to husband, partner, confidant, leader, like all that stuff it all works. Like we have a good ebb and flow. Like this is your thing, this is my thing. We both take our turns. We both understand compromise, like all the things that I would have never known in my 20s. Like I would have never. There's no way. Like
Yeah.
I'm standing 10 toes down, and I said what I said, and I'm moving on. I was stubborn. I was egotistical. All these things that I had to move through and move past and grow through. They were gone, and I was ready to be a partner. And so yeah, I love it. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. And I want all my friends to find their person, whatever that
I'm
looks
here
like.
for
If
it.
they want a person, some people don't want a person, and it's not necessary to live life. You can still flourish and win and be amazing. So I never push it on people, but I'm like, I like it over here.
Period.
I enjoy it.
I'm here for it. And you look happy. You look like you're
Very
loving it. We see you flashing the ring. Period.
I'm sorry. Oh, this whole thing.
This little thing
Oh
right
my
here.
god. I'm sorry. Finding ways to just.
We're here
Oh,
for
I'm
it.
so hot.
What time is it?
What?
Uh,
What? The no watch on my hand. What?
right.
Oh. Mm.
We're here for this happiness, sis. Like,
Thank
congratulations on
you.
everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How are you managing like life as a married woman and also doing amazing things in your career, like being a star on Sistas? Like, what is this like for you?
It's amazing. The balance is very interesting. Some things take, precedence over others. And now I'm moving in a producerial space. So now, developing projects, producing, which is my love. That's all I wanted to do. I went to business school, I went to journalism, and then I went to the school of journalism. So I'm an incredible organizer, and I'm finding some passion in that as well. So some things take a back seat when I'm working on my producer route. sometimes my acting takes a back seat, and then I'm working on, Sky and I are working on some investment properties and opportunities.
Congrats.
So then this takes a backseat, and we're developing a coffee brand. And then this takes a backseat. So everything, I just have to move and shuffle things around instead of my former self being like, I can do it all right now. I'm learning that, okay, I can deal with this in quarter 4. I'm going to work on this in quarter 3, or I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on, we're doing some amazing things with our coffee brand, which I got to send you some. Okay. So let me get
Please.
your information. I don't know if you drink coffee, but somebody,
Love it.
drinks coffee. It's amazing. It's the best.
Love
Um,
coffee.
so we're, this is the winter season. So this is when we have to go, full speed ahead with our coffee. The top of the year is when, pilot season. So we go full speed ahead with our acting. And because my husband and we're literally partners in everything. So we also have to figure out when is our love time. I saw recently you had you talked about fertility and pregnancy and all that. And I'm like, so now the next step is figuring out when that time is. And when, so it's
Yeah.
everything is and for me, it's always in God's time first. And then I can figure out, okay, how do I put that into my schedule? And it's very interesting, but I've mastered it now. Before, I was trying to do everything at once. I would literally, from the crack of dawn, be up and for 12 hours on phone calls, sending emails, and now I've mastered my balance. It took an actor strike and a pandemic for 2 years for me to be like, you know what, I should probably
Yeah.
sit down a
Yeah.
few hours a day. I should probably have some me time. I should probably put me first in these areas. I should probably say no to some things, so, but I'm mastering it now. Thank goodness. Ooh.
Amazing. People, right? I'm the person you described. So like trying to wake up at 5 a.m. to knock everything out, as opposed to I'm gonna work on this on Q1, Q2. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. So I'm
Try
still in a
it.
place of trying to,
Try it.
yeah,
Try it out. Try it out. I'm telling you, because, we, and just like what we saw with yesterday, we're used to doing it all. We're used to saving everyone. And listen, I literally told my husband last night, I said, I'm ready to be a soft Black woman. I'm ready. I'm ready to be a soft Black woman, because I do believe that, I've sown the seeds, and the things, the blessings, all the things and the opportunities will come.
yeah,
Because I continue to sow seeds, but I'm sowing them with a different intention, if that makes any sense. My intention is not okay, I got to make this happen. My intention is to do my best, to put out good work, to develop good projects, to create good products, to be myself, and everything else will come. And when it's not the angst and the urgency and the fear and all that stuff that used to be attached to it, it feels better, and
yeah.
it comes out more beautiful. And even if it wasn't perfect, I'm like, I did my best,
Period.
which is something new for me as well.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
even for like Black women in general, like us being able to applaud ourselves and say, I did my best. I put my best foot forward. Like it's so hard for us on so many levels. So I
I
love
agree
you
with
doing
that.
that. Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I love this hair, by the way. I'm living
Thank
for
you.
it. Oh,
This is the
I
Diana
love
Ross.
it. Hold on, let me call my hairstylist. I need to get somebody. I like that. That's so
Thank you.
cute.
So you are a multi-hyphenated businesswoman. You are an
Yes.
actress, a producer, an
Yes.
entrepreneur, a
Yes.
wife, and
Yeah.
you also are collaborating with Pepsi in order to
Yes.
distribute a scholarship. Can you tell us more about
Yes.
this scholarship?
Yes, it's the Pepsi Taste of Tomorrow scholarship.
Yeah.
And Pepsi is investing $350,000 into college students who are going into STEM programs. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So they're trying to encourage the students to choose careers that, from the architect to the scientist to and there are so many careers. I started looking it up.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my, these were all careers that I didn't even know were in STEM programs. Animal science, I wasn't
No.
familiar. So Pepsi is doing a really great thing, particularly for HBCU students, because we need our HBCU students to see all of the opportunities for
Yeah.
them. and to make a choice with a more informed decision. And sometimes you have to put your money where your mouth is. And I love that Pepsi is putting their money where their mouth is. They're like, not only are we going to create this program, but we're going to support HBCU students and give you money by choosing these careers or choosing these majors. And it's so incredible.
Amazing.
I don't know about you, but I would have loved to have a great
Girl.
scholarship from Pepsi. And I remember Pepsi at FAMU, Pepsi was always present. They were always recruiting. They were always at the forefront of empowering Black students, and they continue to do so. So when they asked, I was like, absolutely, because it's not some, a lot of people got involved after Black Lives Matter, after George Floyd.
Yep.
Pepsi's always been involved. Pepsi has
Yeah.
always been at the forefront, and I love that they're still doing it. And I would be remiss if I didn't also get involved with them, especially with the platform that I've been given. Now, the kids are listening to me now,
Yep.
which I really appreciate. And so now I'm aligned with Pepsi and this initiative, and it's already going so good. I've been sending it out. You need to apply. You need to apply. Apply for this scholarship. The deadline is December 2nd for any students who are listening, any parents who are listening. I'm a aunt, so I'm always like, I'm sending it to my nieces and nephews, like, apply for this scholarship. This is amazing. This is incredible, and I think it's very powerful for our community. Mm-hmm.
The fact that Pepsi, you described them like they was always there, always at the forefront. They've been for the culture, it sounds like, for a minute. And
Yes.
they're amplifying their voices and others' voices around them in order to send more students to HBCUs to get these types of degrees. That is so powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because major corporations, they don't have to do that.
No.
They don't have to do that.
And a lot of them
And
stopped after 2021.
hello,
Come on.
hello, somebody. Okay. And, it's really inspiring. And not only that, but my friends want to get involved. It's been really incredible. It's been really incredible to watch and see the students' excitement. And some students have reached out and say, I've never considered a career in STEM. Because I have mentees, they're 18, 17, just graduating, or this is their senior year. I never considered what is STEM, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the awareness that we need, and myself included. I'm not exempt. I'm a perpetual student of life, so I'm always trying to figure out. Oh, okay, I didn't even know this was I didn't know that there were over 100 careers that and then the careers under the careers, the new ones that are being developed. So yeah, Pepsi's amazing for that.
Yeah, like they're literally doing the work right now, because one of the main concerns that I get from a lot of students is like, oh, I want to go to an HBCU, I want to do these things, but there aren't a lot of scholarships or a lot of dollars for us available. And the fact that Pepsi is putting the money where their mouth is and saying, look, y'all can go, we got y'all. I think that in itself helps to alleviate some of that financial stress on the Black community.
100%.
Yeah.
And I said this recently, when I went to school, it was very important for me to be a vessel and change how my legacy felt about money. So in my, I very meager beginnings, I'm not going to tell a sad song, because I was abundant in love and so many other things,
Yeah.
but very meager, beginnings. And but my father was an accountant, and so he was good with money. And so for me, and he had a small business, a tiny business. It was out of the house. That's how tiny it was. I know that's not my phone, because I know I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I know you didn't disrespect me. So sorry about that.
No, you're good.
And so it was important for me to take what my father did and change my lineage and start to understand money and finances. And for me, it was important because I was like, I need to make money fast. So I got in careers like sales and marketing, because it was like commission based and you can go to the top faster. For me, I was like, that is what I want to do. And then I started to realize, oh no, I have to be in my passion, because I'm doing this thing and I'm making money, but I'm not enjoying myself at all. And I see that with the kids now, and that's why they're choosing careers on TikTok or gaming and certain things. And I'm like, you can make money fast in engineering as well. You can make money fast in mathematics. You can be a statistician. Do you know how many Black people are statisticians? You
Not
know,
a
and
lot.
I hope I'm
Yeah.
saying it right. Like, exactly, exactly. You know, you can make. You know, and for me, I didn't see that. So I didn't necessarily choose it, but I could have. I mean, I would have ended up acting anyway because that's my purpose. But you know, I see that with the kids and the decisions that they're making. They're like, I need to help my family. A lot of our HBCU students are sometimes the first to go to college,
Yep.
and they're the first to have a steady career. They're the first to get to choose their career. And so now it's like, okay, you get to choose. You really get to choose, and you don't have to worry about if you apply for this scholarship. I'm always going to push the scholarship. Get this money, okay? If you apply for this scholarship, you don't have to worry about doing these other things. You can focus on your studies. You can focus on school. You know, I'm a tough auntie, and I'm an auntie nonetheless, but I'm a tough one. Get in that class.
Come on, tough auntie. I feel like I am too. I feel like I am.
Yeah, we're it's our obligation to
Yeah.
our families. I mean, it really is. It's like we have to, you know. Listen, I lead with love, but I'm also stern because,
Yeah.
you know, me and my HBCU, they didn't play with me. You know, they were like, listen, you have to be excellent. You have to be excellent. There's no mediocrity in this, so you need to be. And what we saw yesterday, you know, I don't know when this is going to air, but what we saw yesterday is you can be the most qualified person and
And still get looked
things
over,
still
child.
not go your way,
Yeah.
and things still not go your way. So that was a tangent. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
You
no, no.
do
Good.
your thing,
I think
people.
what you're saying is perfect because I love how we're highlighting how Pepsi is investing in Black excellence, essentially, and even hearing your perspective on like what you see in HBCU students. I can attest to that because when I'm like working with HBCU students or what have you, we assume that they're just here, they're students, they're focusing on their studies. A lot of these kids, a lot of these students are parentified children, so they're like having to call home, still paying their parents' bills, think like having to take care of the family while also having to manage the financial stresses at colleges. So
Yes.
it's so overwhelming for a lot of them.
Yes. Yes. Let me tell you, and this is real life. This is real life. My mom still works at FAMU in the financial aid office. This is for real. There are some students who are getting financial aid and using it to provide for their families.
Exactly. Yep.
And
Yep.
in other demographics, students can just be students. And this scholarship is so vital because that financial stress can be relieved. They don't have to worry about coming out of college with a whole bunch of student debt.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about, you know what I mean? They can be a student.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. I had 3 jobs when I was in college. I worked at the university. I didn't play. I've been
Yeah.
I've been I don't want to say a hustler, but like I've been on my stuff since like I just did not play. I did not play about making sure I was making provisions for myself so I can have the things that I needed and so that I can help my family any way that I could. Even if that was relieving them from the burden of having to take care of me.
Yeah.
That was important for me.
Yeah.
And the idea that I would have felt so much relief if I had an opportunity like the Taste of Tomorrow. And so I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah. They're like I said, investing in Black excellence, but really giving these students a chance, like you said, to be students. Like, be a student, just go to class, join a club, like, without having to worry about the financial burden of what it means to go to an HBCU.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Experience the modeling troop, experience, debate team, experience
All of
all
that.
these other things that are going to make you a well-rounded person.
Yes.
I'm not saying just go and stick your head in the books and not make friends, because that's what it's about too. You
Right.
still have to have a social, that's what the college experience, particularly the HBCU experience, is about. I can't tell you how many opportunities I've received to this day from my peers who didn't even go when I went, but they went to the same HBCU that I went to. And I have experience at a PWI and a HBCU. And let me tell you, it's two different experiences. Two different experiences. And the opportunities I received from my network and the amazing vessels that went to Florida A&M with, not with me, but alongside me. Some of them have become my roommates, my producing partners. Some of them have been my bosses. Yeah. Some of them, it's incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, Pepsi is doing a really incredible thing.
That's the nature of an HBCU, like the familial aspect. Like I can imagine there were probably, people from FAMU at your wedding, in your wedding.
Yes. Like... Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Namely my mom and my sister. So that's one. Most of my relatives, that's two, but yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Period. So I'm here for the work that you are doing with Pepsi. I am here for the work that you're doing with the Taste of Tomorrow Scholarship. Yes. And as we transition out of the episode, can you tell us about your top 3 moments at your HBCU?
Okay, yeah. I got this. I got this easy. So let me tell you my top, which changed my life forever. I was studying journalism to go into PR. At the time I was like, well, what things am I naturally good at that I can make money from? Because again, I was money focused. Back to the scholarship, right? Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna go into PR. I love, covering. I worked at the FAMUN, which was the publication. I was doing articles at the FAMUN, and I was a writer, right? So for me, my sister had already went to Florida A&M. She had already studied journalism, and she was an anchor person. She's an anchor person still to this day, in my hometown in Tallahassee, Florida. And I was like, I'm not gonna do reporting. I'm not gonna do anchor. I'm gonna be her publicist, and I want to make sure. I was just really excited, and I'm gonna be a publicist to the stars. That was my thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be good. I can fix things, and of course, like I said, naturally I'm a producer, so I could pick up the phone and call like, hey, what you got going on? We got 5 people. That was just always something I'm not. But I started in sales, so I've been in sales since I was 14. This is long-winded. Let me wrap this up because I just enjoy talking to you. Okay, so this experience happened. I'm in grad school at Florida A&M University, and the homecoming comes up, and they were like, "We need reporters for homecoming." It's an all-day thing. It's a very tedious process. So I guess a lot of people didn't want to do it. It was only like 2 people that I knew who wanted to be a reporter. I was like, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to write the stories. So y'all cover it. It's fine. I got it. And they were like, no, KJ, you need to audition to be a reporter. And I was like, oh man, I kept saying no. And then finally, I think like one of my professors asked me, they were like, you need to do it. Like, he was like, I need you to do it. And so I auditioned to be a reporter at FAMU homecoming. I forget what year. I don't even know if I knew the year, if I would tell you, because I don't want to age myself yet. But
girl,
I forget what year it was. And they put the mic in my hand, and as you can see, I talk a lot. And they put the mic in my hand, and I had the time of my life at homecoming. I had never done it before. But I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? This was before, now you got to remember, this is before Instagram, where it was like man on the street just interviewing a stranger. This was before TikTok, and it wasn't before Facebook. Facebook was there, but it was before Instagram and TikTok, where someone would just, hey, you'll talk to me for a second? I was really being a reporter and following my sister's footsteps, who had set the example for me. And I said, I'm going to do what my sister does. And she's the reason I'm here today. But that day changed my life forever, because I was like, everyone was like, oh, you killed that. And I was so comfortable. I didn't have a problem. My mom used to say, you never met a stranger. And I haven't. I love all people. And so I was like, hey, well, how do you feel about homecoming? I was dancing. I played with the snake, because that's our, it's the rattlers.
Right.
So I had the time of my life. And that was when I was like, oh, wait, I was so focused on being behind the camera. Maybe being in front of the camera is something I can do. And that changed my life forever. So that trumps all of it. That's 1, 2, and 3. That's 1, 2, and 3. And that's when I started to pursue acting. That's
Come
exactly what
on.
happened.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
experience. And really, HBCUs, like, we are the breeding grounds for just developing talent, helping people to tap into their greater beings.
That is so eloquently said. That is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
That developing talent is
Yes.
exactly how I feel, because every step of the way was encouraged by my professors or my peers or my social club or whatever I was involved in. We were a community. It never felt like it was just me out here blowing in the wind, or I felt lost. I never felt lost. I always felt like I was in this warm, cozy bubble of learning and teaching, developing. And then when I was ready, I went out into the world, and guess what? I knew perseverance. I knew how to pick up the phone call, receive a no, and pick it up again and receive a no. I knew how to audition when I showed up in Los Angeles, California. I knew how to go above and beyond. I knew how to create my resume. I knew how to create a pitch deck. I knew how to send an efficient, adequate email with all the information. I knew all of that because my professors were like, typos, check that. No,
Right.
unacceptable. Now you got an F. And I'm like, it was only 2 typos. That's unacceptable. You have an F. Come back when you're ready. And so now, I encourage students, particularly of our hue. Everybody can go to HBCU. Let's be clear. But particularly of our hue, because I had both experiences to go to HBCUs, because it's nothing like it.
At all.
It's just nothing like it.
At
It's
all.
nothing like it. And there's so many programs like the Pepsi Taste of Tomorrow where the kids are getting an opportunity that we haven't seen before. And they deserve it. They deserve it. These kids are really busting their butts like we did, I'm sure. And they deserve it, and they need to. And I love that the platform is being seen everywhere. It's not just, when I was in school, you had to search for a grant. Okay, you had to look in the newspaper. You had to. It wasn't all here online. No. It wasn't. You had to look at the FAMU, and you had to be like, okay, where are the grants? Where's the scholarships? You had to search. And Pepsi is like, we're right here. Taste up tomorrow. Like, they are everywhere, which I love. And they're at so many HBCUs. And I love it. And I'm glad you're covering it. I really am.
Absolutely. Like, I felt like it was my obligation. Like, giving back to HBCUs is one of my passions. And I love the work that Taste of Tomorrow by Pepsi is doing, as well as you being at the forefront of it and just really, like, communicating to the students, like, look, y'all need to sign up for this because they're giving away this money for us.
Yes, 100%. 100%. I'm sending it to all the kids, all of them. I love them. I mean, I call them kids. I mean, they're adults, but they're kids to me.
Can you remind us of the deadline for it?
The deadline is December 2nd. They are investing $350,000 in students. That's a lot of money. And that is what I try to, it's a psychological thing for me. It's been a process for me in my, in my life, is understanding that there is opportunity out there. And if you're open to receiving it, it will come to you. And so that is what, I hear a lot of my mentees. They're like, I don't know what to do. It's so hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. We have to make decisions. And now I just break it down to them. When they have a hard time, I'm like, okay, do you want to do this or you want to do this? You want to get this money? Or do you want to still be complaining and sad and upset and having to work, 3 jobs like I did? And they're like, I want to get this money. Then apply for the scholarship. Okay, you ready to apply for the scholarship? Okay, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about this or you want to talk about this? Do you want to, do you want a career in this? I just really had to start breaking it down because it is overwhelming. Remember being 18 years old with so many choices. It's so many choices. I mean, even now I'm like, what do I want to do? It's so many opportunities. But particularly when you're 18, it's like 19, 20, it's so many choices. So I just break it down for them real simple. I know I'm long-winded. So
No, you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure I'm not impeding on your time, but no.
Girl, we here. We locked in.
Period. So no, but Miss KJ, I definitely appreciate you coming through. I appreciate Pepsi and the Taste of Tomorrow for having this scholarship. December 2nd. So I hope y'all wrote that
December
date
2nd.
down. Yes.
Oh yes.
Period.
Yes. Write it down, y'all. December 2nd. But do it before the deadline.
Yeah.
Do it now. Just do it now. Do it now. That's what I implore the
Exactly.
students. Do it now. Make a choice. This is it could literally shift your trajectory of your college career.
Y'all
So
heard it
yeah.
from Miss KJ. So make sure that y'all do it now. And
Do
make
it
sure that
now.
y'all, yes. And make sure that y'all tune in next week to another episode of Paging Dr. Chanda. And don't forget, you have the power to create the emotions that you want to experience. Thank you, Miss
I
KJ.
love that. You have the power to create the emotions you want to. Come on. Come on. That's amazing. I love that saying. I'm going to use that.
It's yours, girl. It's yours.
Okay. Thank you. This was great. Thank you so much for having me.
It was. You're such a great spirit. I definitely